Hello all, welcome to Tech Capture. So in this video I am going to share with you a top 5 amazing Google Cloud resources which will be very helpful to you if you are working as a cloud engineer or a cloud architect or DevOps engineer or data engineer. So these all 5 resources will be very helpful to you. Okay, so let's directly go and see what are these 5 resources. So let me go to the next screen. Okay, so first is a Google Cloud cheat sheet. So this is a single place where you can get a description and overview of all Google Cloud services. So if you are preparing for any certification or if you are trying to learn Google Cloud, this will be very beneficial for you. Okay, so let me just go to the cheat sheet and just try to explain you what is this cheat sheet all about. Okay, so this is a cheat sheet. Okay, and in this cheat sheet you can see all services in a single screen. So all these like pink color are compute services, all these yellow colors are storage services. So these data analytics services you can see, and you can simply click and see the description of all services. Suppose I'll just move over our mic here, so it will just show me the description of each services, app engine, batch engine. Okay, and all services are in a single screen. So there is no other place where you can get all Google Cloud services in a single screen. Suppose if you don't like this view and if you want to see the easy view, so there is option a list view as well. Okay, so in this list view you can see each section for each services like compute engine, app engine, management, integrations, and if you click on these services it will take you to the documentation of that service. Okay, so suppose I am checking database, I want to check about AlloyDB. I will simply click it and it will take me to the AlloyDB page. Okay, so say cloud big table, it will take to the cloud big table page. So from here you can simply find the documentation, you can find the services. So from map view also you can directly click on compute engine and we'll go to the documentation page. Okay, so this is one amazing resource if you are a beginner or if you want to create some documentation or presentation around Google Cloud. This will be very helpful to you. Okay, so this is your first cheat sheet. So this is like map view, list view, and this is the architecture diagram, how to create architecture diagram. So I have already explained how to create architecture diagram with this tool in my previous video, so you can refer my previous video to see how we can create architecture diagram. But the important part is this cheat sheet where we can find all Google Cloud services in a single plane. Okay, so this is our first resource. Let's see about other 4 resources and how we can use them for our day-to-day activities. So let's see about other. So this is a Python Google Cloud Client library. So this is again very useful if you want to do any kind of automation or if you want to work on a Python with a Google Cloud. So whenever I was working on a Google Cloud, there are a lot of automation we have to do. So whatever I am doing, so suppose deleting the compute engine, deleting the disk, or finding the disk attached to VM, or any kind of automation we have to do. And most of the case we use a cloud function for automation where we have to use a Python client libraries. So this is the place where you will see a Python code for each of the Google Cloud services. So I'll just go with one example. I want to create compute disk with a Python, or I want to delete compute disk with a Python. So here you don't need to worry much about writing your own code, so you can get a code sample as well here. So here you will get first a client libraries, which is the most important part. I will go to disk here. Okay, I will go to disk client and I will show you the documentation. Okay, so here they have provided a very amazing documentation. So I have to create a disk or delete disk. So let me go with a get disk. So I have to get the disk attached to VM or disk in particular zone or region. So this is a Python code. Using this code I can get a specified persistent disk. Okay, so this is disk value, project zone. Now I want to create new disk, so I can go on this insert method, so where I can simply provide this detail and I can create my new disk. So like list, remove, resize, everything I can do. So whatever I can do with the console I can do with this Python code. So this code are available for every Google Cloud service. So let's say for GKE, for IAP, for IAM, most of the case we work on a data engineering side. So if you go with the cloud BigQuery, so let me go to the BigQuery. Yeah, so for BigQuery we have a client libraries available. On cloud storage also we have client libraries available. So here BigQuery, you can see BigQuery client, and in BigQuery client you will see the lot of code samples to create BigQuery tables, load the data, and multiple options are available. So these are the method to copy tables. There is a Python code, okay, to copy a table. And if you go to the insert rows, so you want to load the data into the BigQuery table, so for this also there are code samples available, so you can easily use this and load your data into a BigQuery tables. Okay, so you can use this code sample and create your custom Python script. So these codes are available in this documentation. So here in this link you will get Python code and client libraries for each Google Cloud services. So earlier I struggled a lot to get all these details, but now you can see you can find all Python libraries in the single document. Okay, so let's see another resource. I would say other three resources are mostly for experienced and who wants to do work as a cloud architect or DevOps engineer or data engineer. So let me go to the another resources now. Okay, so another is Python doc sample. Okay, now this is again amazing. So this is different from client libraries. Let me explain you what is this doc samples are. So suppose if you are new to Google Cloud and if you want to learn how to deploy application on Google Cloud, how to create like sample application on App Engine or Cloud Run, but you are not much familiar with Python, so you don't need to worry. You can directly go to this Python doc sample and you will see the simple application already created in Python which can be deployed on App Engine or every specific service. So suppose I'm taking example of App Engine, so I want to deploy some simple application on App Engine. Okay, so I'll go to App Engine folder, and here in App Engine I will go to App Engine standard, and on App Engine suppose I want to deploy simple Flask application, so I'll go to Flask. So here you will get a simple Python Flask application. Okay, so here you will complete code how to deploy this application on Google Cloud. You will get all details here. Okay, so readme file, open Cloud Shell, and it will directly help you to deploy your applications. So they have given app.yaml main.py. So in app.yaml there is code to deploy on App Engine. Okay, so using this you can simply start deploying your first application on App Engine. So let me go to the another directory instead of App Engine, and I will show you the readily available application which you can simply use and deploy on your Google Cloud services for your simple project or creating or deploying your application for first time. Okay, or sometimes we just need to test the application connectivity, if I able to deploy application on particular service. So that also we'll learn from here. Okay, so suppose I'll go to another service. Let's say example of Cloud Run. So I want to deploy sample application on Cloud Run. Okay, so here option how we can deploy Django application, how we can deploy Hello World application. So here is option as well. This is Docker file, this is main file, so you can use this main file. This is simple Hello World application, and Docker file available to create container from this Hello World application and deploy it on Cloud Run. So all these things are readily available for all services. If you go for BigQuery, if you go for Dataflow, most of the things are already available. So BigQuery connection, let me go to the BigQuery. Okay, so BigQuery client, so they have migrated to this location. Yeah, so authenticate service account, how to create query with a client, how to create table, how to create tables using a JSON schema. So you can see every Python code readily available here. So here you don't need to worry about creating code, you will readily available code is available here. You can simply use this code and use in your application or data pipeline. So this is for each of the service. You will see the Python samples available here. Okay, so let's see another resource now. So as of now we have seen three resources. These are very useful. Now let's see another resources. So we already seen two Python. Now we'll see some Terraform resources. Let's see the next resource, So okay, so this is again a GitHub Terraform module. So I will talk about two modules. So one is Cloud Foundation Fabric. So whenever you want to create a Google Cloud landing zone, you want to create folders, you want to create projects, security policies, shared VPC, and all components of your landing zone, then Cloud Foundation Fabric is always recommended to use. These are like readily available modules to create your landing zone. You have to just use this module and create your infrastructure. You don't need to write any of these your customized module from scratch. So you can reuse this module. You can directly point your modules to these existing modules. So if I go to modules, you will see modules on each of the components. So you can create artifact registry, BigQuery dataset, cloud function v2, cloud run, cloud sql. So I'll just show the example of compute VM. So they have mentioned how to use this as well. So simply you can create compute engine just by passing variable. So you don't need to write a complex code for your Terraform. You can simply just point your existing modules point your module to this existing code, and you can create your infrastructure. Even if you ask Google what to use for creating landing zone, Google will suggest this Cloud Foundation Fabric, because they keep updating this code with a latest update. Okay, so you can see the 4 days ago, yesterday, so they always keep updating with the latest features and enhancement. So you can use this Cloud Foundation Fabric, and also you can use this Google module. So this is for like customized resources. You can create your own resources using this. There is also like Kubernetes engine, then SQL DB, all modules are available. So it's up to you. You can verify both of the modules which is suitable for you, you can use. So you don't need to create complex Terraform modules from the scratch. So you can use this pre-built modules available in Google. So these are like 4 resources we have seen as of now, and these are very useful. So we'll see a last one. So this is common solutions and tool. Okay, this is again very useful. So many of times, like I got an issue, I have to build something, I have to create some utility, I have to create some tools, custom script for automation. I couldn't create that, or I couldn't find any resources, but finally I got this in this professional services GitHub repository, where this Google developer maintain this, and they create a custom script or utilities, I would say, for common solutions. Okay, so the common solution and tool developed by Google Cloud Professional Services. So there are most like suppose disaster recovery, or creating one disk from another disk, or rotating the customer encryption key. So all these things are required, and we have to create a custom script. So if I go to tools, you will see. Okay, let me go to the readme. There is already available list. So what this contains. Okay, so it already contains how to use like audio content profiling, BigQuery analyze real-time data. So it will provide code also, BigQuery billing dashboard, BigQuery cross project dashboard. So you don't need to worry about a lot of coding. So these tools are already available. BigQuery Amazon S3 migration tool. So you can simply use this code to migrate Amazon S3 data to BigQuery. Then this is like BigQuery Ting toolkit. Lot of requirements and lot of pre-built solutions are available there. So Cloud Composer CI/CD, Cloud Composer deployment and shared VPC, Cloud Composer examples. For Cloud YAML, lot of samples are there. For data flow, lot of samples are there. So if you are working as a cloud architect, you will understand the importance of these all tools and utility, because many a times you have to use this utility, and this is very complex codes, but they are readily available in this repository. You can just see whenever you are stuck, you have to build something complex, you just first check this. Even if you could not find solution in this, you will definitely get some reference how they have created or which libraries they have used to build their own like these utilities and tools. Okay, so a lot of options are available. These are the tools: Airflow, states collector, like asset inventory, import cloud asset inventory resources in BigQuery. So a lot of tools, like I will take example of asset inventory, because I was recently working on asset inventory. So I am doing custom scripting in Python, but seems it is again available already here. Okay, so cloud asset inventory. So they have created some how many disks running, each source image broken out by machine type. So you can import all your Google Cloud resources in asset inventory in your BigQuery, and then you can write your queries. Okay, so they have given all scripts available here. So you can see these are complex script, but they made it available, so you can directly use it and create your applications or build in your applications. So these are 5 amazing resources I wanted to discuss with you. So hope you will keep a note of this, and whenever you require anything, you need help in Python coding, you can get something here. You can get in like client library documentation or Python doc sample. For Terraform, you will get in Terraform modules. So these are the resources I wanted to share with you, because when I was working on Google Cloud in initial time, I could not find these resources and it was difficult for me to build my solutions.